Hello again. I'm Eshin, a Soto Zen monk living in Japan. Came here from the United States. I'm a, I'm a Zen teacher, whether I can believe that or not. Maybe whether or not you can believe that. So a friend sent me a really funny message, a Reddit post actually, with a question and an answer. And the question was, what is a hobby people act superior for having that isn't that deep? And the answer is where the real meat and potatoes are. Meditation. You wouldn't believe how narcissistic people get when they first start a spiritual practice. And good heavens, ain't it the truth? Well, I think this can be broken down in a couple different ways. Now, let's see if my yammering can hold this thing together. One part is the issue of sort of spiritual materialism, where people try to do something that they think is good for them, and then when you search it out, the most obvious way people search for things these days is, Google Sensei, and put it in Google and say, oh, I need a meditation teacher. What's a meditation practice or whatever? And maybe AI or ChatGPT or just a plain old Google search renders something. You look on Google Maps, where's a meditation place? And you get some answers. Usually the ones that pop up are well marketed. The things that float to the top of the ever mysterious to me algorithms on the internet are probably marketed nicely, so to speak. That's nice, I think. Sure, put the time into marketing and design and a beautiful front page and lots of people go to click on it. It looks easy to understand. That must mean it's good. They put effort into the presentation, the package. Or maybe it's good and maybe it's not. If too much effort's put into that face, how much effort is being put onto the cushion? Might be one kind of question. Another thing is, if it's marketed so well, is it just trying to sell itself to sell something? And if so, it should be pretty easy to buy and then to get something from. Or be told that you're getting something from it. Or that you buy something, you spend the money, maybe even you spend a lot of money, and you think, I should be getting something. I am getting something out of this. I spent $200 this month to do these meditation practices with this person, and I really feel elevated, free, and oh no, I'm above this. Really? Does that really work? I'm skeptical. I hope you're skeptical too. And then there are also those guru types. That's another issue. Who, in that pursuit of selling and being marketable, are quite charismatic. Goodness, I hope I'm not charismatic. It's better if I'm not. It's better if you think I'm a fool. But the thing is, if somebody is too charismatic, probably they use that power for their own self-gain. There was a fellow in Oregon many, many years ago. I knew some people who were involved in that scene, and they gave him all of their wealth, and he had a bunch of really nice cars, and he had a compound, and he tried to take over town, and he had all the people that were his followers vote to make him the mayor of the town, and it got really, really gross. That kind of control seeking is pretty much, part and parcel to being a James Bond villain, don't you think? Or any kind of comic book villain. It seems objectively questionable, objectively bad. So not trustworthy. But then there's also the side of being a beginner and starting something that you're new to, and somebody gives you some advice. They tell you how to curl up your legs and sit. They tell you how to think. They tell you to count your breaths. They tell you to concentrate on people you love, people you hate, and then try to love them, or people you don't care about and try to love them. And you get a feeling out of it. You get something back from it. And then you grab onto that sort of material experience. And if the person giving you the guidance doesn't have the authenticated experience, then they might tell you you're onto it, or that you're doing a good thing. They might affirm you more than you probably should be affirmed. Feed your ego, make you feel good, make you come back, make you want to pay money. Yikes. But then that person, that beginner, given very little, precious little information, begins to think, oh, I got it. I can do this. When in actuality, it's, in one way, it's the beginner who begins to think that they understand something, given very little information about it, or technique, or skill, or insight, or depth. And it seems so complete. It seems huge. It's almost like a crystal that they can hold in their hands. And you feel so strong in the beginning. But then you go a little further and you keep doing it. Whether the teacher is good or bad, you keep doing it. It falls apart in your hands. And what happens is you realize there's a whole lot more there that you don't understand at all. And what are you going to do with that? Probably, my hunch would be that most people just sort of up and quit or disappear from that scene when if they come in and they're at that entrance level of being affirmed for accomplishing something, when it's just, playing in the entryway. Someone tells them they're doing great. They come in a little more and then they see that it's actually a big complicated thing, or more difficult, or there's a lot more to it than they could see. They become able to see a little bit more, and it seems like, I don't want to do this. My life was easier when I didn't even think about this. And that's, in a certain way, yeah, it's easier. You can put your head in the sand and just do nothing. Or you can do it and keep believing in that little bit of experience, and you can tell people, oh, this is such a great experience. And then, yeah, you probably could come off a bit pretentious for, I'm a meditator. It's cool. You should try it. And the backside of that is probably most of the real, authentic, wholehearted teachers. They're the people who, and also the people who are doing it, have done it for a long, long time, aren't doing it for fame or a name or money. Heck, I'm not doing it for the money. I need money, but I'm not doing it for the money. I'm here to just put some ideas that I have out there in the world with the hope that maybe a few people can feel like they can better steer the ship and come to better understand themselves. That's my goal. That is my modus operandi. I might be saying that wrong. I'm not sure. But the idea is that I'm just trying to help whoever needs to be helped by my crazy way of saying things matching the crazy way that they need to hear it. And I won't match everyone. Not every teacher matches everyone, and that's fine. If you want to check out some other teachers, if you think that maybe I'm cool, but maybe I'm not the one for you, and then you're thinking, oh, maybe someone else has some other ways of saying things, yeah, go do it. Check out Brad Warner. He's a fantastic teacher. Or shows on Jack Haubner. He has a great channel. Or Nelke Muho. I think if you just search Muho on YouTube, his channel will pop up. And good heavens, I can never compare to them. They are amazing teachers, all three of them. And they teach in a different way. Maybe you find some affinity for them, for the way they teach. It touches what ails you. And that might be what you need. That's the medicine you need. Maybe you get it here. Great. Welcome. Hang out. Put a question in the comments down below, or send me an email at askeshin@gmail.com, or, get involved. I'm happy to respond. I'll read all the comments. I'll read all the emails. I'll try to respond to everything. I think those other three try to do the same kind of thing and aren't trying to do it to become famous. Although to varying degrees, they are more or less known by lots and lots of people, which one might call fame. I don't know if it is. But a good teacher isn't maybe bothering too much with marketing. I mean, why do we need to try to sell something that's just about looking at yourself and understanding yourself? How does your mind work? What do you do when it sucks? How do you carry on when it seems impossible to carry on? What's there to sell about that? If there's nothing to sell about it, then what is there to become pretentious about, even if you're a beginner? So the other side is, when you're a beginner and you don't know anything about what you're doing, if you can check your ego at the door and really be with your not knowing, you might be the closest to the point that you possibly ever could be. What do you do with that? How could you become pretentious when you look at the unfolding of nature before your eyes? What is there to be pretentious about? Who or what could possibly be above whoever else or whatever else? It all seems kind of absurd when you really start to think about it. So, yeah, perhaps people can become pretentious when they first start a meditation practice. Well, the good news is Zazen isn't meditation. It's just sitting. Shikantaza. Just sit. That's enough. That's all it takes. Just curl up your legs. Do it the same way every time and watch what unfolds. Watch what comes alive. And on that note, if you'd like to support my contentment and my ability to continue to say stuff, random stuff sometimes, there's a link in the description down below. I think it's a pain in the butt to click this, to click that, and do all that stuff. But I beg that effort of you. I beg that of your generosity to make a small gift into the world for the sake of all beings. So that's why I do this. And I hope that you can feel a little bit more insightful and appreciative of yourself and how your mind works by listening to my yammering. Until next time.